Hello and welcome to the first episode of Chirag Moro's A Week in Review. I have my notes with the news from the automotive industry and motorsports for the past 1 week. Let's have a look at the highlights. First up is TVR. Yes, TVR is back. At the Goodwood Revival, they launched a new car called the Griffith, which marks a new beginning for the brand. It comes with a 5-litre V8 Cosworth V8 engine, mated to a 6-speed manual transmission. It's good, no automatic. It has a carbon fiber chassis for lower weight and has 50-50 weight distribution. That's good news. But it costs £90,000, and that price range it has stiff competition like the Aston Martin Vantage and the AMG GT. Now we come to Jaguar. Now Jaguar took a 1960 Series 1 E-Type and removed the powertrain from the car. This was being replaced by electric batteries and a motor. Yes, Jaguar created an electric E-Type and called it the E-Type Zero. Now the battery pack is 220 kilowatts and it is the same size and weight as the original engine. It's also placed in the same location where the original engine was present. The motor is placed right behind the battery pack and is in the same place where the transmission was present in the original car. Overall, the car has lost 46 kilograms, so it's lighter. And with the new powertrain, it's much quicker as well. 0 to 100 kmph takes 1 second quicker than the original car. To make it more efficient, Jaguar has given it LED headlights in the same design as that of the original car. Now, as we came closer to the Frankfurt Motor Show, there were a lot of launches that happened. And one of the first news that came out was Bugatti Chiron's new world record. Yes, Bugatti did a new world record with Gian Pablo Montoya, former Formula 1 driver, at the wheel of the new Chiron. It did 0 to 400 kilometers per hour and back to 0 in just 41.96 seconds. It covered a distance of 3.112 kilometers in this duration. That's staggering. Now, Bugatti say that this is the first step in setting a new speed record for a production car that is currently held by the Veyron, its predecessor. The biggest news from Frankfurt Motor Show was AMG's Project One, its idea of an F1 car for the road. Now this car has a 1.6 litre V6, just like the one that's there in the Formula 1 car, a turbocharged V6 I should mention, that revs up to 11,000 RPM. That's much more than you get in a regular road car. There are 2 electric motors at the front and these rev up to 50,000 RPM. That's also a lot more compared to what you get in your regular supercars and hypercars. Now, just like a Formula 1 car, you have a MGU-H and a MGU-K system for energy recovery and heat recovery. These complicated systems, I hope, are pretty reliable on the road car. The transmission is an 8-speed gearbox. Now, the power output is rated at more than 1000 horsepower and 0 to 200 takes less than 6 seconds. Top speed is more than 350 kilometers per hour. Now, efficiency is a major concern in Formula 1 and the teams are doing all they can to improve the efficiency of the car. And same with this Project One as well. Mercedes say that the thermal efficiency of the car is much more than any other road car. This also has an impact on the fuel efficiency of the car. Now, this car can run for a certain duration on electric power only and also cuts off engine power when it coasts. So it's only on electric power those times as well. And being a Mercedes, based on a Mercedes F1 car, you'd expect it to have very good handling. Yes, Mercedes has given it multi-link suspension and torque vectoring system. Now the traction control on the Project One is the same as what you would find in regular AMG road cars with the regular usual settings. Coming to the looks of the car, this is something that's been debated upon a lot over the past few days. Some people don't like it, some people do. Well, that's up to you to decide. You've just seen a picture of it anyways. But on the inside, Mercedes has given it a F1-inspired steering wheel. It's a multifunction steering wheel with a lot of buttons to adjust the car settings. And it also has a LED shift-up display. Now, even though Mercedes has tried to make it a Formula 1 car, they have also tried to make it a little more practical and usable every day. It has a command infotainment system, air conditioning, power windows, and storage places in the cabin. The rearview mirror has been replaced by a screen showing real-time images. This is also similar to what's found in the BMW M8 GTE, which also made its debut at the Frankfurt Motor Show. The M8 GTE has a rear view camera displaying real-time images to the driver, and it has object recognition. Now the M8 GTE is an endurance racer for FIA World Endurance Racing Championship. It will take part in the next season. It also marks BMW's return to the iconic Le Mans race, 24-hour Le Mans. It has a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 and a sequential racing gearbox. Base power is rated at 500 horsepower. Now, interestingly, BMW say they've used artificial intelligence to develop the traction control system. 3D printing has also been used to build parts quickly. They just took 24 hours to build a new part after it was developed on the computer. The M8 GTE previews the design of the new 8 Series and the upcoming M8. The 8 Series concept was also shown at the show. Talking about BMW, they did launch 2 more concepts at the Frankfurt Motor Show. This included the X7 concept i Performance and the i Vision Dynamics. Coming to the X7, this is the biggest and most luxurious SUV that BMW will make. It's going into production in 2018. It's going to be placed above the BMW X5 and will compete against the Range Rover Autobiography. Now the design language is similar to that of the 8 Series concept that was shown. It is expected to get a hybrid powertrain, and while the X5 had only 5 seats, the X7 is much bigger and has an additional third row of seats as well. The concept had 6 seats, but expect the production version to have 7 seats at least. The Vision Dynamics concept is a 4-door Grand Coupe concept from BMW i Division. BMW say it slots in between the i3 and i8, so it should be called the i5, the much awaited i5. All we know about this concept is the range. BMW say it's going to cover 600 kilometers or 400 miles. Let's see what the production version does. They also had the Z4 concept on display. Now Audi got a new R8 called the RWS. RWS stands for Rear Wheel Series. Now this R8, powered by the same 5.2 V10 with 533 horsepower, is limited to 999 units and has available in coupe or Spider formats. Now what's so special about this new R8? Audi has ditched the standard Quattro system for rear wheel drive setup. Audi say it gives it a racy feel. You also have options of getting the car with stripes. What more do you want? Now, following up with the launch of the Porsche Cayenne, the new generation Porsche Cayenne, they launched a new turbo. This SUV is powered by a twin-turbo V8 engine producing 550 horsepower. 0 to 100 kph takes 3.7 seconds, which is 0.1 seconds quicker than the outgoing Turbo S. Now this car has active suspension to vary the ride height. Porsche say it can be used for mild off-roading. Just mild. The SUV also has a rear spoiler to increase downforce. And interestingly, it can also be used as an air brake, which is similar to what's present in McLaren's and cars like the Chirag, where the rear spoiler becomes almost vertical to increase drag and act as a brake. Talking about Porsche, I would suggest all 911R owners to skip forward, because when you were not looking, they made a 911R for everyone to use. Now this is called the Porsche 911 GT3 Touring Package. It's based on a 911 GT3 with a manual gearbox that was launched at the Geneva Motor Show, but Porsche has gone one better than that. They removed the fixed rear wing at the back and replaced it with an active rear spoiler, similar to what's found in the Carrera models. Everything else is the same as the regular GT3. Coming to hot hatchbacks. There were 2 hot hatchbacks launched at the show. First was the Megane RS. The Megane RS is a 1.8 turbocharged engine with 280 horsepower. You get the option of a 6-speed manual transmission or a 6-speed dual clutch transmission. This car has 4-wheel steering, which Renault say is the first in the segment. Now this car, it has beefed up looks compared to the regular Megane. Okay, Renault also say that they're going to release a new trophy version of the Megane RS, which will have 300 horsepower and will come out in 2018. The other hot or slightly warm hatchback that was launched at the show was this new Swift Sport. Now, the old Swift Sport was loved all over the world for its handling and peppy engine. This one has lost its naturally aspirated engine in favor of a turbocharged booster jet engine. Based on a new platform, it's also lighter than the old car and the power output has increased. Well, that's a good thing. It has a 6-speed manual transmission offer. While the regular Swift, which was launched at Geneva Motor Show this year, had debatable looks, this one is pretty muscular, it's been beefed up, and I should say I rather like it. Safety features has also been increased. There's also a report on Autocar which suggested a new Bentley, the fifth model of the Bentley. Now, Bentley was deciding between a smaller SUV that will slot below the Bentayga or a new sports car. They decided to go with an all-electric sports car. This will be the first electric car. Bentley did preview an electric car at the Geneva Motor Show. It is called the EXP 12-Speed 6E. Now, this car might not make it to production, and the upcoming sports car is expected to be based on the production version of the Mission E concept from Porsche. It will have 2 electric motors for 4-wheel drive. Lamborghini released the new Aventador S Roadster at the show. This is a convertible version of the new Aventador S. It comes with the same 6.5 litre V12 with 740 horsepower. It has a carbon fiber removable roof. It's a hardtop that can be stored in the boot. Coming to motorsports, Formula 1 is in Singapore this weekend, and the main talking point is the engine change. There were rumors all week long, and between Free Practice 1 and Free Practice 2, McLaren announced that they will not be using Honda engines anymore. Instead, they will be shifting to Renault engines from 2018 till 2020. This is a 3-year deal. Toro Rosso will lose Renault engines to get Honda engines from next year. Red Bull has also loaned Carlos Sainz to Renault for 1 year. Means Palmer will be losing his seat. Red Bull will also be losing their Renault engines from 2019. They want it out as well. Now they have the option of shifting to either Porsche or Aston Martin, both of whom are looking to enter the sport. Rumors say Porsche could either buy the team or supply them with engines. And they also have the option of going to Aston Martin, who can supply them with engines later on. They already have a tie-up with Aston Martin. Let's see which way this goes. That's it for this week. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. Follow Auto Esperto for more news and details and more pictures as well. See you next week. Take care.